Yo, man. Wow. Yeah, so the one day I worked at Walmart, this is my little Walmart story. I was broke, I was desperate, and I needed money. And there's nothing more than it's nothing worse than a desperate man. You go to desperate measures. So I was on Indeed.com, and nothing was really popping off like that. It was a lot of bullshit jobs out there, a lot of low paying jobs, a lot of knick-knack jobs, slavery shit. So I get desperate and I say, "Oh, Walmart, that's easy." And I'm thinking to myself, "Do I really want to work there?" I was like, "No," but whatever. So I applied. Easiest process, and that was the first sign right there. Bing message. Go in there, talk to the manager, and he was like, "Hey, how would you like to work Cap 2?" I was like, "All right." Cap 2 was like the second shift stocking thing. He was telling me how a lot of these young boys they quit. Sometimes they come in here, and I was like, "Yeah, it's a revolving door," and I see why. So I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Did the orientation. Ghetto Girl was the HR manager. And by the way, Walmart is a. Let me say something. As a customer, I stopped shopping at Walmart years ago. I just started back shopping maybe 2, 3 years ago when they got the self checkout lines. For years, I wouldn't shop there anymore because the deal's 24 registers, only three of them shits is open. It was just like, nah. Items are scattered all around the store. You might find a bag of dog food in the automotive section. You might find some fish food in the grocery section. You know what I mean? All kind of shit. So, but anyway, I go through the hiring process, fill out all the paperwork, and then after I already committed to the job, she says, "Well, this is how much you're gonna pay. Are you okay with that?" I'm like, "Wow." After the interview and all, this is how y'all get niggas. After the interview and all of that, she says, "This is how much the offer is," and I'm like, "What? $11 an hour?" I said, "What kind of slave wages is that?" I said, "Look, I mean, I'm one of those people. I always felt like pay wage should go based off someone's situation. If you a college kid living at on campus, or you high school kid living at the home at the crib, that's fine. But to offer a grown ass man or a grown ass woman that kind of money, come on." And I was like, "What am I getting myself into?" I lost all my motivation from that moment on, and I wasn't excited about the prospect. So I'm dragging. I come in there first day, and they didn't even have me on the schedule because the HR lady went on vacation the day after I got hired. Her slack ass didn't put me on the schedule, so I had to come up there on a random day and find the hiring manager and say, "Yo, man, I'm not on the schedule. What's up, cuz?" And he was, "All right, can you come in tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah, all right." So I come in there, no direction. No direction. I'm following around other new people. Shadowing is what they call it. Go in the back. They got us unloading mad boxes. They just put you in a random department. They don't train you. They just throw you out there. No scanner. Usually you got a scanner. You scan the barcode to tell you where to go. None of that. I guess First Shift had dips on them. They were saying, "Oh, well, if you download the app on your phone," so I'm supposed to use my phone and kill my battery to do something y'all should be providing us? Fuck you. Fuck you. No. So we're out there, with stocking dog food or some shit. No scanner, so you're sitting there trying to match like the last four digits of the barcode with whatever on the shelves. It's like a goose egg hunt. It's like a scavenger hunt, And then I'm sitting there cutting open boxes with my car keys because they don't give you a box cutter. I'm like, this is some ghetto shit. No training, no nothing. I had a homeboy tell me, "Yeah, man, I'm not even good at math. They put him on the cash register as a cashier. They didn't even train him. They just threw him on the cash register." I'm like, "Yo, they don't train people." And I think it's probably because the turnover rate is so high because they know people quit. Most people are not coming. They hire like 8 people every. I came up there a week ago to get a check. They had like 9 new hires. I mean, it was chaotic. So I'm cutting open shit with my car keys because they wouldn't give me a box cutter. It was just ghetto, man. Then lunchtime comes, so they got a McDonald's in there. I go to the McDonald's. I'm not a fan of the McDonald's. I call it the machine. Go to the machine, and cuz that was working in there, I said, "Yo," before I could even utter out what I wanted, he said, "We ain't got nothing but drinks." I'm like, "What the fuck?" "Yeah, I ain't got nothing but drinks." I was like, all right. So I turned around. When I come back from lunch, then they closed the gate. I'm like, yeah, well, you should have been probably closed if you ain't got nothing but drinks, nigga. What kind of establishment is this? Like, ghetto as fuck. And like I say, if you ghetto, ratchet, and you like that chaotic environment, Walmart's not a bad place. It was just too much for me. I couldn't take it. So I finished the shift off. You know, just nah. I was like, yeah, I made up my mind. I was like, nah, this ain't it. You know, it was crazy because I was feeling so, my ego was killing me. And it's not that I'm better than people who work at Walmart. I know cool people that work there. I don't know how they do it. Praise all due to them. But I was feeling like, damn, what am I doing here? This money is garbage. What am I doing? And what made me really feel bad, this OG I know, old dope boy ass nigga, gotta be like 50 years old, still out here in the hood slinging dope. Somebody tapped me on the shoulder and I looked and he said, "What you doing here?" I said, I was trying to make some extra change, you know what I mean? I was trying to get some size. He was like, man, he said, you gonna like it here, man. There's ladies up in here. I said, yeah, we got the girls up in here, but I don't need to work at Walmart to see no girls. I can do that anywhere. You know, we got through it. It just wasn't for me, man. I never was on the schedule. By the time they put me on the schedule, it was like a week later, you know what I mean? Then I had to call up there to see what my first paycheck was. Because I'm like, bro, I called the activation number. They never activated me on payroll for me to activate my pay card. I was like, yo, what kind of shit is this? Then I called the HR lady and she was like, yeah, you got to pick up your check. So I go up there and then it's a check for like an orientation, for like 2 hours of orientation. I'm like, I know you ain't fucking asked me to come up here for a check that was like less than $30. Are you crazy? And then that attitude, like, what's your name? I'm like, you just talked to me 15 minutes ago. Don't act fucking stupid like you don't know what my name is. Nightmare. Like I said, one day at work, it was not what I was feeling. It just wasn't for me. I couldn't do it. One day, low pay, dysfunction, chaos, everything you thought Walmart was. It was awful. It was awful. You know what I mean? Even the way the breaks were set up. So you come in there at 2 o'clock, you don't get your first break till like 5:45, and then you gotta come back and clock out at 6 to go at lunch, and then come back at 7. I'm like, yo, what the? I mean, at least you get an hour lunch break, because I think 30-minute lunch breaks are pretty ghetto. That's like, you know, you don't have enough time to eat. You gotta stuff everything down your food, down your pipe hole or whatever, and then you know you barely got enough time to digest it. Then you're standing up on your feet for another 4 or 5 hours. But nah, that probably was the only highlight. They get an hour-long break. But the pay wage was way too low. The only way you could really make money at Walmart is if you've been there forever and you got a lot of raises, or you drive a truck for them, CDL, or maybe if you're a manager, supervisor. That's it. You know, I knew it was trash when the guy pretty much offered me a supervisor position right off the gate. He was like, "Yeah, give it another 2 months and you could be a supervisor." I was like, "Nah, I don't want to." I don't want nothing to do with this, man. People was walking off the clock. People leaving boxes all over the place. It was just nah. It was just dysfunctional, man. It's one of the most dysfunctional places you could ever work at with no real structure. You know, they made other jobs that I thought sucked look like McDonald's. You know, as far as prestige in the chain, and they were like Hardee's or something. They were just I'm like, nah, man, y'all got to do better than this. And now I see why so many people come and go and no one stays there. I'm like, you don't train nobody, and then the place is just ran down. It's ghetto as fuck, man. I couldn't do it. So I don't know if anybody else has worked there. I'm not discouraging anybody from going to Walmart. Everybody who worked at Walmart got stories to tell, nightmares, especially now because it's the holiday season. I pray for anybody that got to work there. I mean, people be killing each other over flat screen TVs and shit. It's not the move. There's a lot of other stores out there, but there's a reason why Walmart is always hiring, always, always and forever. I don't even think they really are tough on new rehires. I think you gotta wait 90 days and then you could come right back. You know, they know what it is. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's one of them places. You know what I mean? Niggas can come out of jail and go to Walmart. You know what I mean? It provides a service for the community, but nah, couldn't do it. No disrespect to anyone who does. I got a homeboy. He worked at Walmart for like 20 years. God bless him. I mean, God bless him. Nah, couldn't do it, man. But yeah, that really fucked me up when my OG was like, man, what you doing here? I was like, wow, like, you right. What the fuck am I doing here? You right. I had to remind myself who the fuck I was. Like, what am I doing here? You know, like, I'm looking at some of these people like, yeah, I'm better than you. You know, but yeah, it just, nah, fuck Wall.